Hi guys, hope you all are doing well and had a fantastic day in the market. The disclaimer, as always, right? Anything and everything that we will be sharing in here is purely for educational purposes only, right? This by no means directly or indirectly recommends any trades that you might want to take, and we are a SEBI registered research analyst, right? And if you're looking to learn from us and analyze like the way we do, and or be part of the mentoring program and our recommendation services where we literally give calls, do check the description box below, right? And also, hit that like button already. I see quite a lot of people viewing it, and the everyday analysis honestly for me is starting to get boring, right? And I'm because I had this thought today that with all the effort we record this and upload this, but in return there's no gratitude, right? So hopefully in today's video we can get that support, because I'm starting to think, how should I manage this differently, right? And of course you're interested to you also have the possibility of clicking on that join button on YouTube and become our member there, right? So, with that said, what did we analyze yesterday? We had both the possibilities open. We said this could be a WXY and or an impulsive wave, right? And we said irrespective of either or, we need a bounce in here, and this is what will decide how are we labeling this, right? So with today's move, no rocket science in here. We clearly, went boom, right? Look at that opening and non-stop, right? Not even a dip to buy, with shallow dips, and never give an opportunity for a favorable risk-reward entry, right? So do comment if how did you manage this? Were you able to catch this breakout? Because it did break out, and a retest would have been technically nice. Otherwise, these are fake breakouts to trap, right? It didn't even retest in here, went in one single direction all the way up, right? Crazy move. So do comment how did you manage, right? 320 points, 1.24%. So with this move, clearly, we're I'm now more inclined towards this being a WX end. Why? Because I think the momentum and the retracement has gone far deep for me to consider this as an impulsive wave, right? So with that said, taking a step back, price on the day is crazy bullish, right? That's the word. While the volumes are not significant, there's clearly some unwinding that has happened, and I have to open sensible and parallel in the parallel display. So price on daily is super bullish, right? Look at what the story in here. What we lost in 3 days, right? We gained it in one day. And I mean, if you're following, my tone was not very bearish, right? And that's what I do, right? I typically don't trade the corrections and look for a bigger opportunity. But what we lost in 3 days was gained on one single day, and today, it didn't give an opportunity to enter, right? That's very important. And if you look at all the candles from down south, this is one of the largest candle, not one of the, but is the largest candle. If I, scroll as far as possible, I don't, I can't see a candle as wide as what we saw here, right? Maybe this one, which was on April 25th. So it's been a long time since we saw such a wide body candle, right? Almost eating up 3 days of losses that we had. So pretty interesting in terms of how the price has moved. And if I look at on the hourly chart, this is no different, right? The first one was a crazy wide body, and then the body marginally became smaller and smaller, and then eventually it gave hardly any retracements and has closed pretty strongly, right? So absolutely no reason to be bearish. And if I look at on the daily, this is something that we looked at on multiple possibilities, right? So the head and shoulder here is now invalidated, right? Because we're now going with WXY. But which reminds me that we also had looked at this, right? The cup and handle and the head and shoulder is something that we were looking at for a very long time, and in fact, including this trend line in here, right? We said this cup needs to get a dip in here, and then we're going up, and so that was cup and handle, which also reminds me of this head and shoulder that we spoke about, right? Remember, it's just a confirmation or confluence of the view, but not in isolation, right? So this is another head and shoulder that we looked at, um, right? So now this seems to be evolving. Do comment, what do you think? And so this neck has to break out, retest, and then boom, right? So yeah, I mean, price is bullish. The patterns are also aligning to be bullish. And now, if we look at the options data, pretty simple and straightforward, right? I don't recall seeing the options data today. Change in OI clearly bullish, 6.28 crores, and 26,000, some massive writing, 26,100, 200, right? And the overall open interest is no different, 2nd December expiry. So 26,000 is a very strong support, right? So any dip in and around in that area is going to, show some buying. And if I look at different time frames, 1 hour, 30 minutes, no specific, clue on for the opening tomorrow, right? While price is bullish, the possibility of a muted and or a gap of opening is high, right? If I were to bet. So that's options data. We looked at price, and then the other thing that I wanted to show, and I think if you're following, you've heard me for a very long time that the uh, future chart is looking better, right? Because if I look at this trend line that we had on a larger time frame, look at this beauty, right? Nifty kind of did not touch, but if I look at the Nifty future chart, look at this beauty, right? So Nifty future has touched, and we have an exact similar story also on Bank Nifty spot, right? Look at that spot and the gap there. Here, this is the gap that I'm referring to. And then you look at the Bank Nifty future, it came and did a retest, in fact a fake breakdown, and then boom up, right? So things are pretty tricky in terms of how the indexes have been moving lately, or ever since the Jane Street left. We need some big players to come back, and so we have a more mature index, because the more mature, the better the technicals are, and we avoid these traps, because folks who are using support and resistance would have expected that it comes and retests it before going up, and then boom. So I'm the clue here is keep an eye on the future as well, if you're analyzing, and it already, right? Nothing new. So looking at the Elliott wave, this is the possibility that we had, and no rocket science, guys. I feel I'm repeating myself again and again. That's the feeling I'm getting, right? This is one of the possibilities that we had. If so, this is going to be one of three, two of three, and I don't even want to go uh, to where the projection of 3 is at, right? And if you're a student, you already know to apply it, and we'll meet tomorrow, during the live session. So, guys, December batch is opening up, right? I think it's a fine opportunity for you to learn. If you're serious and are, wanting to learn, invest your time on knowledge, I think this is a fine opportunity for you, right? So that is on bank Nifty, right? This is 1, 2, and then we're going 3, 4, and 5. I'm not going to put the levels in there, but this is going to be my next short term, um, support, right? And sorry, short-term resistance, right? And if I look at this long-term trend line that we was shared by our friends Harsh, right? It appears we may break this, right? Given the uh, speed and momentum in which we saw the price moving. So this is something that we had shared a couple of days back, right, as one of the possibilities. So that could break. So I'm now looking at the high of this, which is 25. 256. If it breaks, we're going to continue to move up. The overall tone, I think, is clear now to buy on dips. And we said the price is bearish yesterday, and we had that wedge, right? So that's where it is very, very important to combine not only price options data but also Elliott wave, right? It's a holistic view that is important. So that's Nifty. Bank Nifty is something which has got my attention once again, right? So while Nifty was bearish, Bank Nifty was not bearish, is what we've been discussing. The flip flop that it has been doing for a long time now. One day Nifty is bullish, the other day Bank Nifty is bullish, and yesterday Bank Nifty was not bearish, and today we saw that boom, firing up all the cylinders, and Bank Nifty is at all-time high, right? There's no resistance on the upside, so price is crazy bullish, while Nifty may have a short-term resistance. Price on Bank Nifty is much more bullish. So change in OI 26th November. I don't want 26th November. 30th December. Full day. Clearly 59,500 is a support, which is where the markets have closed. Some good writing, and then the overall open, no clear story, right? The volumes are still lacking, but at least change in OI says something, which is 59,500 as a support, and if all goes well, we're going to continue to go up, right? And as far as the labeling is concerned, there are, I think, multiple possibilities opening up, right? This could be 3, 4, and maybe 3 or 5 is evolving, or somehow I have to force 4 in here to bring it in sync with Nifty, and then aligning the Elliott wave labeling of Bank Nifty with Nifty. Right, so the possibility of a gap up is high. Wave 3 is on both. I think it will be um uh, very good to get the perfect entry with the right risk reward to ride this on, right? So guys, that is all I had. I absolutely want you to hit that like button, and I absolutely want you to comment, because I can tell you the ones who are commenting are very close and special to me, right? And we may have some good things coming over a period of time, because I can tell you in the back end a lot of great things are happening, right? It's a matter of me announcing it, right? For example, okay, let me not share it in here, but some exciting things are happening, and you're going to, be, you don't want to be out of the race, right? So stay connected, and yeah, comment, right? I enjoy those discussions and your views, and looking forward to it. Have a great rest of the day. Cheers. Bye, all.